Welcome everybody to the part 2 of the iron condor simulation. In the last part we have discussed about basics of iron condors and very briefly about the constructs of iron condors. We just gave you a hint to how to go ahead with constructing an iron condor in option strategist. In this particular tutorial we'll learn how to place orders and creating orders of iron condor in option strategy software, understanding the Greeks and the journey with the trade till expiry with option strategist, right? So this is important that we leave the journey of this trade, because every day is going to be new. There will be ups and downs in the market, and how do you understand the realized profit, how the Greeks change over the period of time as you go ahead, right? So so let's talk about an iron condor, a sample iron condor. It's a 4-leg strategy, and as you see, there are 4 legs over here, right? The leg 1, which is a call, and we are buying some call at 12,000 at 30th May 2019. As we are doing historic simulation, it makes sense, right? There is a leg 2 where there is a call and we are selling at 11,800, which is our short strike. So basically leg 2 and leg 3 is strangle, and we are buying the insurance and converting it to entirely into an iron condor. So the difference between the strikes can be varied, and as we go ahead with further tutorials understand how to select the strikes. One thing to note that all the expiries has to be in the same month, and the payoff that typically shows is on the expiry date, right? So there are 2 calls with 2 buy legs involved, one of the put buy, one of the call buy, and 2 sales involved, one from the call and one from the put, right? Now with this, we'll go to the option strategy simulator software and then place these trades to understand what is happening in our trades, right? This is the first iron strategy simulator in India to understand, go ahead with historical data with actually no money involved. So this is the software screen that I have opened for you guys. So the first thing that I'm going to do is that I'm going to set the initialized date, right? If you see over here, this is the date that I'm talking about, right? So I am entering 10th 5, so 10th of the month I'm entering into the trade. So enter strategy date, I say okay for the time being, let's say. Now probably I'm interested to understand that what is the Nifty at that particular time, right? The strategy date is 10th May. The week of day of the week is Friday. India VIX is at 26.0 and Nifty closes around 11,279, right? Let's show Nifty. Let's see what's Nifty doing on that particular date. As you see that the Nifty has already broken the 50 days simple moving average, but still it is trading above the 100 and 200 days moving average, right? It's just an indication of what market has done till date. So we have grabbed few past data to understand the trend and history of Nifty, right? The red candles show probably there is a lot of downtrend to come, and accordingly we'll discuss in a later video how to adjust your iron condors according to the trends of the market, right? So once we've done that, now we'll start adding the legs, right? So I'll just go to the previous slide and understand the legs, right? So these are the legs we'll entry. So the first leg is going to be, let's say we sell 11,800. So I'll say add a leg and we'll say 11,800. But before doing that, let's say I want to see the option chain, right? If you see the option chain, there's a lot of information here, and probably in a future video we'll talk more about this. So when we are saying we are selling at 11,800, so let me select call, let me select sell, and then let me go to the option chain. Now I have all the call strikes. If you see here, 11,800, call strike price is trading at 108 rupees with a delta of 30. We'll talk about 30 delta significance in later point of video. And for time being, let's go ahead with this. We have a theta, we have a vega, and probability of profit. So let's go ahead with this 11,800, right? So we'll enter 11,800 at the call sell price. This becomes your first leg. So if you now do, so now we'll add, let's say after we add the first leg, how it looks like. So this is just a sold call leg, as you understand that I stand to make profit as long as this current strike price, which is around 11,000, 400, 200, doesn't go here, right? This is where I start making loss in the trade, right? Right. So this is just a sold call, and that is why I'm showing that the significance of the payoff chart of that particular sold price 11,800, how it is looking at the software. What does it mean? We'll talk detail in later, right? Let us go ahead and add other legs. Let us now buy the 12,000 leg. So I'm entering 12,000. I'm saying buy. I'm saying okay. I can again show the breaks. I'll again display the payoff here, right? Yeah. Now we can see there is now we have constructed a credit spread. So now your loss is defined, and which is at 12,500 roughly the loss. The amount of profit we're going to make is 2,500 from this plot, right? This is the amount maximum profit you are going to make, right? If you want to zoom some part of this, you can always do that. You can zoom that and understand what is that, right? So that options are available with you. So this is how your payoff looks like, and the green line shows how the payoffs looks like on that particular day. So the red line is at the expiry, as you see, and the green line shows the payoff at a particular day, on that particular day. If the movement happens, how your payoff will look like, right? We'll talk about later in great details about this. The next thing is that we'll go ahead and add the put sell legs that we see. I think we have a sell leg at 10,800. So we'll sell 10,800. We'll enter 10,800. Same expiry. We're not playing with the expiry, and say okay. And then we're going to buy the 10,500 put, right? We'll do that. We'll add another leg. We'll say buy. We'll say 10,500. This is the leg that we buy, and we say okay, right? Now let's see the iron condor chart. Now the refresh chart over here. So if you see, this is a little unbalanced iron condor because the strikes are not equally or evenly spaced, but more or less you understand the concept. So in this particular iron condor, I stand to make roughly 5,500. So if you just hover over the cursor, it gives you roughly 6,700 rupees profit. The maximum loss will be around 15,000, or on the higher strike call, the loss is capped at 8,000. This is how again the green line shows the payoff on a particular day of expiry, right? And now with this, we'll go ahead and simulate what happens next day. So this becomes the basic starting point of constructing an iron condor, right? And you'll go ahead and understand what happens to the iron condor in the next and subsequent 30 days. We'll go a little quickly over some times to understand and also understand the Greeks in the meanwhile. Let's go to the next day. So as you see, this was Friday and the next day is Saturday. So only thing only thing happened is the theta decay. Nothing has changed, right? So you are still at the same thing, and with that, the interesting